Did you know that something as simple as the way you nap could silently shorten your life after 60? Yes, even a daily afternoon nap which feels harmless or even relaxing could be increasing your risk of heart problems, memory loss, and even early death if done the wrong way. Many seniors in India, from Delhi to Coimbatore, follow the same habit for years without realizing it might be harming their health more than helping. You may feel tired after lunch, sink into a recliner or bed, and think it's harmless rest. But doctors now warn that certain nap patterns can disturb your body's rhythm, reduce oxygen to the brain, and increase your chances of chronic disease. But here is the good news. When done correctly, a nap can heal your body, refresh your mind, and even extend your life. In this video, I will share 9 dangerous nap habits people over 60 often follow in India without knowing the risks and how to fix them step by step. Before we begin, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this video from, and what time is it now? Please tell me in the comments below. Even a small moment from your day matters to me. And if you find this content helpful, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fall into a nap right after a delicious meal, especially during warm afternoons in places like Chennai or Jaipur? For many elders across India, it feels like a well-earned break. A soft bed, a full stomach, and a peaceful home can make that nap feel like a gift. But what if that comfort is quietly working against your health without you realizing it? You see, after a meal, especially one rich in rice ghee or paneer, your body starts a highly coordinated process called digestion. Your stomach releases acids, your liver begins to filter nutrients, and your intestines absorb the goodness. This entire system depends on blood circulation, oxygen, and posture. And gravity plays an essential role. When you're sitting or standing upright, gravity helps keep food and acid down in the stomach. But when you lie down immediately, especially flat on your back, gravity steps away and acid can slowly move up the food pipe, the esophagus. This is one reason why elders in Mumbai, Delhi, and even small towns like Kolhapur often complain about burning sensations in the chest or sour burbs after meals. You might think it's acidity, and yes, you're right. But when this becomes a habit, day after day, year after year, it can quietly lead to something more serious. Conditions like chronic acid reflux or even damage to the esophageal lining. The truth is, our bodies after 60 aren't as quick to recover as they used to be in our 30s. The valve at the end of the food pipe, known as the lower esophageal sphincter, tends to weaken with age. And once that valve loses its tight grip, stomach acid can escape more easily even while you sleep. Now imagine this Auntie Meena from Pune, 72 years old, enjoys her lunch at 1 p.m. every day. A simple thali with dal rice, a sabzi and curd. By 1:30 p.m., she is curled up on her bed and fast asleep. For years, she believed it was harmless, but she noticed something changing. She often woke up feeling heavy in the chest, throat dry, and sometimes even a slight cough. Her doctor later explained that the post-lunch nap was causing silent reflux, where acid damage happens without strong symptoms. She didn't feel burning, but the acid was still doing harm quietly. This is not just Meena's story. It's common in Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Punjab, across all of India. Elders love their naps, and rightfully so. But it's the timing and position that make the difference between healing rest and harmful habit. If you nap sitting up like in a reclining chair or with a slight backrest, the acid stays where it belongs. Some elders even prefer to sit on a wooden chair near the window enjoying a soft breeze and let their eyes close for 15 to 20 minutes. That's actually a healthy power nap. It helps you feel refreshed, supports your heart, and doesn't interrupt digestion. But lying down flat immediately after eating, especially in the heat when blood flow is already slower, can reduce oxygen to your brain, leave you groggy, and increase your risk of cognitive decline over time. You see, the brain also needs steady oxygen. And if digestion pulls all the blood to your stomach and lying down reduces breathing capacity, the brain may suffer, slowly, quietly, but certainly. That's why doctors in India now encourage elders to wait at least 45 minutes to 1 hour after meals before lying down. Use that time to take a slow walk in your courtyard, wash a few dishes, water the tulsi plant, or even call a loved one. These small activities not only help with digestion, but also lift your mood, something that many older people in India silently struggle with. You know, in many Indian homes, elders start to feel left out. Children get busy, the house is quiet, and days feel long. Sometimes the nap becomes not just a habit, but a way to escape loneliness. But remember this, your body doesn't nap just for rest, it naps for renewal. When done right, it can restore energy, clear your mind, and even improve your memory. When done wrong, especially after meals, it can affect your heart, your digestion, and even your brain's sharpness. So next time you finish lunch, think about this. Instead of heading straight to bed, maybe sit near your balcony in Kochi, or under a neem tree in Gujarat, or even by the window in your flat in Bengaluru. Let the body do its job. Let it digest. Let it heal. Then, after an hour, if you still feel sleepy, take a 20-minute nap with your head slightly elevated. Use a soft pillow or rest on your side with support. You will wake up feeling lighter, not heavier, refreshed, not bloated. And perhaps most importantly, you will be protecting your health in a way that feels natural, not forced. Because here in India, we believe in the balance of body, mind, and soul. And that balance includes rest, but also timing, awareness, and love. So give your body the care it truly needs, not just what feels good in the moment. Let each nap you take be an act of healing, not of harm. Have you ever noticed that feeling of heaviness after a good lunch? That gentle pull toward the bed, the temptation to just lie down for a few minutes and close your eyes? In many Indian homes, especially among our elders in places like Pune, Lucknow, or Coimbatore, this has become a daily ritual. But what if I told you that this simple habit, if done incorrectly, could slowly harm your digestion, disturb your sleep, and even affect your heart? Let us take a moment to understand what really happens when we nap right after eating. When we finish a full meal, be it a generous thali with rice, dal, sabzi, and curd, or just a humble bowl of khichdi, our body begins a beautiful process of digestion. The stomach releases acid, the liver starts filtering, and the pancreas produces enzymes to help break down the food. Our intestines begin to absorb nutrients that nourish every cell in our body. But here is the catch. This whole process works best when we are upright. You see, gravity is nature's silent helper in digestion. When we sit or stand after a meal, gravity keeps the food in our stomach where it belongs. But when we lie flat too soon, food and acid can move upwards into the esophagus. This can lead to acid reflux, that burning sensation in the chest or throat that many seniors in India silently endure, thinking it is just a part of aging. In fact, doctors at AIIMS and Apollo hospitals have observed that older adults are more prone to reflux because the muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus weakens with age. Now, imagine this happening every single day after lunch. Even if you don't feel the acid burn right away, the damage can build up slowly. Repeated exposure to stomach acid can lead to inflammation, ulcers, or in some cases a condition called Barrett's esophagus, which increases cancer risk. Beyond the digestion issue, napping flat on the back after meals also affects blood circulation. The digestive system demands more blood flow to process the meal. When we lie down immediately, it can reduce oxygen supply to the brain and muscles, leaving us feeling groggy instead of refreshed. For seniors with diabetes, high blood pressure, or mild memory issues, this dip in circulation can worsen fatigue and mental fog. That is why some elderly people say, "After I wake from my nap, I feel more tired than before." Let us take an example from our own land. Shankar uncle from Nagpur, aged 71, used to nap flat on his bed within 10 minutes of lunch every day. He thought his frequent sore throat, bad breath, and tiredness were just part of old age. But after his granddaughter took him to a local doctor, he was advised to stay upright for at least 45 minutes after meals, and if needed, nap only in a reclining chair, not flat on a bed. Within a few weeks, Uncle Shankar noticed improvement. No more sore throats, less bloating, and even his afternoon walks became more energetic. Science supports this change. According to studies from Indian research centers and international journals, staying upright after meals improves digestion, reduces acid reflux, and helps regulate blood sugar, especially important for our senior citizens who manage conditions like type 2 diabetes or chronic gastritis. In fact, doctors often recommend a gentle 10-minute walk after meals for elderly patients. Not brisk walking, but a calm, slow-paced stroll, maybe inside the home on the terrace or even down the veranda. This light movement not only aids digestion but also lifts the mood. Culturally, we may compare this with the Mediterranean siesta. But remember, their naps are short, often in a semi-reclined chair, and rarely taken immediately after heavy meals. In India, we love our Rajai in winter and ceiling fan in summer, so lying down flat feels comforting. But the key is the timing and the position. A nap is not bad. In fact, it is healthy if taken correctly. The problem begins when we nap too soon, lie completely flat, or sleep for too long. Dear elders, your body is wiser than you think. It gives small signals: that burp that comes too often, that slight burn in the chest, or the dryness in your throat. These are not just random symptoms. They are your body's gentle way of asking for a little change. So next time you feel sleepy after a meal, sit in a comfortable chair. Drink a glass of warm water or jeera-infused buttermilk. Chat with your spouse, listen to soft bhajans, or even just look outside and enjoy the birds in the neem tree. Then, after 45 minutes or so, if you still feel sleepy, take a nap, but do it safely. Use a recliner if possible, or elevate your upper body with 2 pillows. Limit your nap to 20 to 30 minutes. You'll wake up feeling lighter, clearer, and more refreshed. Remember, your golden years are for living with lightness, not discomfort. Small habits like this, when changed with awareness, can give you great comfort, energy, and health. In many Indian households, especially in the warm afternoons of places like Pune or Chennai, a short nap after lunch feels almost like a tradition. You finish a delicious home-cooked meal, maybe steaming dal, soft rice, and a fresh chapati, and soon a gentle drowsiness begins to settle in. For older adults, this quiet moment often becomes the most peaceful part of the day. But have you ever wondered, could this habit, as comforting as it feels, be quietly harming your health? The answer is, it depends not on whether you nap, but how you nap. Medical researchers across India and globally have found that certain nap patterns, especially in seniors above 60, may increase the risk of chronic diseases. This includes heart problems, cognitive decline, and even higher mortality rates if nap habits are not managed properly. The good news is, the solution is not to stop napping altogether, but to nap smarter with your age and body's rhythm in mind. Let's begin with a common mistake: lying flat right after meals. This is something many of us do without thinking, especially after a satisfying lunch. But digestion is a complex process involving the stomach, liver, intestines, and pancreas all working in coordination. When you lie down too soon, gravity stops helping your digestive system keep stomach acid in place. This increases the chance of acid reflux, or as we say in Hindi, amlapita, a burning discomfort behind the chest. For older adults in India, where spicy food is common and digestion slows naturally with age, this issue can become even more frequent. The valve at the base of the esophagus, which acts like a gate, weakens with time. So lying flat after food can cause acid and undigested food to rise, leading to chronic throat irritation, coughing, or what doctors call silent reflux. You may not feel pain, but damage builds quietly over time. Now, consider the psychological side. Sometimes that post-meal nap isn't just physical tiredness. It may come from boredom, loneliness, or even mild depression, common yet unspoken challenges among Indian seniors, especially those living alone. For many elders in Kolkata or Ahmedabad, the routine of eat and sleep fills the empty hours, not because the body needs it, but because the heart feels unoccupied. This can lower motivation, reduce social engagement, and in the long run affect mental agility. But there's hope and simple change. Instead of lying down immediately, try to stay upright for 30 to 60 minutes. Use that time to take a gentle walk around your veranda, water the tulsi plant, or have a light-hearted chat with your spouse. Even small movements like folding laundry or sweeping the floor with a jadu can boost digestion and improve circulation. And if you do wish to nap, sit on a recliner or lean back slightly in a chair, not completely flat on a bed. Now, let's talk about the second mistake, napping for too long. In India's warm climate, especially during summer afternoons in Hyderabad or Nagpur, a nap can stretch into a deep sleep of over an hour. While it feels refreshing at first, research shows that long naps more than 60 minutes can lead to sleep inertia. This is that strange feeling of waking up groggy, confused, and even more tired than before. Sleep inertia happens when the body enters deep sleep but is suddenly awakened. It disrupts your brain's natural rhythm, especially if your nighttime sleep is already light or disturbed. For seniors with conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or mild memory loss, this disruption can worsen symptoms. It can reduce blood flow to the brain and make you feel mentally dull for the rest of the day. Instead of giving you energy, the nap takes it away. Let me share a real-life example. Mr. Rajan, a 71-year-old retired school teacher from Coimbatore, used to take 90-minute naps daily after lunch. He believed it helped him relax, but he started experiencing frequent headaches, poor concentration, and disturbed sleep at night. When he finally consulted his doctor at the local health center, he was advised to reduce nap time to 20 to 30 minutes. He was also encouraged to sit outside in the sun for 10 minutes before napping, which helped regulate his body clock naturally. After a few weeks of adjusting his routine, Mr. Rajan began to feel lighter, more refreshed, and surprisingly sharper during his evening bhajan sessions. Science supports this too. Short naps around 20 to 30 minutes are linked to improved heart health, better memory, and emotional balance. The key is timing and posture. Don't nap too close to mealtime or too late in the day. And never nap fully flat if you've just eaten. In Indian homes, where rest is deeply respected, especially for elders, it's important to remember that rest is only helpful when it respects the body's natural flow. A nap should refresh, not burden. It should support digestion, not interrupt it. It should make the mind clear, not cloudy. So the next time you feel sleepy after lunch, ask yourself, am I truly tired or just falling into habit? Could I spend 15 minutes in gentle movement first, or sip a warm glass of water while sitting on my balcony listening to the birds of Varanasi or Jaipur. This mindful pause can make all the difference, not just to your digestion, but to your heart, your mind, and your daily joy. And remember, every small change you make today adds up over time. You are never too old to try something better. Your health, your peace of mind, and your energy matter because your life is still full of meaning, full of light, and full of possibility. In the peaceful afternoons of many Indian homes, especially in places like Lucknow, Mysuru, or Guwahati, long naps feel like a well-earned break. The ceiling fan hums gently above the lunch dishes are cleared and the house settles into a hush. For many elders, a 2-hour nap seems like a blessing, something they've earned after years of hard work and caring for others. But here is the gentle truth: when it comes to naps, more is not always better. Across India and the world, research is uncovering a troubling pattern. Seniors who nap for over an hour each day may be increasing their risk of serious health problems, especially related to the brain and heart. Studies from journals such as Neurology and the Journal of the American Geriatric Society show a clear connection between long daytime naps and cognitive decline. That means memory problems, slower thinking, and even a higher risk of conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Why does this happen? One key reason lies in something called the circadian rhythm, your body's natural clock that tells you when to sleep and when to wake. Long naps during the day confuse this internal system. If you sleep deeply in the afternoon, your body may not feel sleepy at night. You might find it harder to fall asleep or wake up more often, leading to a restless night. Poor nighttime sleep weakens memory, mood, immunity, and even heart health. For many seniors in India, this creates a cycle that feels hard to break. You nap during the day because you're tired, but then you can't sleep well at night. And the next day, the tiredness returns again. But here's the insight many people miss: the need for a long nap is often a signal, not a solution. It's a clue that something else might be wrong, something your body is trying to tell you. Take, for example, a case similar to what doctors in Delhi's AIIMS hospital often see. Imagine someone like Mr. Dinesh, a retired librarian from Bhopal, now 78. For over a year, he had been taking 2-hour naps daily. He thought it was just part of growing older, but he also noticed his memory wasn't as sharp. He started misplacing his spectacles more often, and his night sleep felt patchy. His granddaughter urged him to see a specialist. After some tests, they discovered that he had mild sleep apnea and a vitamin B12 deficiency, 2 issues that were making him unusually tired. Once those conditions were treated and his doctor advised switching to short 25-minute naps in the early afternoon, the change was dramatic. Mr. Dinesh felt brighter, more alert, and even started attending his local bhajan group again, something he had stopped doing because of fatigue. It wasn't magic. It was simply better understanding of how the aging body works. Doctors across India now suggest what they call power naps, short naps of 20 to 30 minutes. These naps give your brain just enough rest to feel refreshed without entering the deep sleep stage that causes grogginess or sleep disruption. They also help lower stress, calm the heart, and sharpen focus, all without throwing off your natural sleep-wake cycle. When done right, a short nap is not a sign of weakness. It's a strategy for strength. Now, let's also talk about something beyond the physical: your time and how you choose to spend it. A 2-hour nap might seem like a rest, but what are you trading it for? Could that time be used for something that lifts your spirit? A video call with your son in Bengaluru, a short walk to buy vegetables from the local mandi, a game of carom with your neighbor. These small moments of connection are powerful medicine for the mind and the heart. After the age of 65, many Indian seniors face a hidden challenge: loneliness. Family members may live abroad, friends may have moved away, and mobility might be lower than before. In such moments, napping becomes more than a physical habit. It becomes emotional refuge, a way to fill the silence. But over time, it can deepen that silence, keeping you away from light laughter and living. So here is a gentle invitation. Rethink your nap. Don't give it up, but reshape it. Make it intentional. Set a timer. Create a routine where your nap supports your energy, not steals it. And if you feel tired every day, not just occasionally, talk to a doctor. Sometimes it's not just age. It could be something treatable like anemia, sleep disorders, or thyroid imbalance conditions common among older adults in India. Your energy, your sharpness, your mood, they matter. Not just for you, but for everyone who loves you. Your grandchildren look up to you not only for wisdom, but also for your presence, your alert, joyful presence. And that presence starts with small choices like a thoughtful nap. So next time you feel sleepy after lunch, remember this simple truth. It's not about how long you rest. It's about how well you rest. And with just 20 to 30 minutes in a quiet chair by the window, your body can recharge, your mind can reset, and your day can feel whole again. In many Indian homes, especially in the calm afternoons of cities like Pune, Kochi, or Bhubaneswar, a plush recliner has become the new favorite spot for seniors to rest. The television plays softly in the background, a light breeze flows through the balcony curtain, and the recliner welcomes you like an old friend. For many elders, resting in that semi-upright position feels like a daily reward, a comforting pause between lunch and evening tea. But here's something important, something often overlooked: napping for too long in a reclined chair, though seemingly harmless, may carry hidden health risks, especially as we grow older. Let's look closer at what happens inside the body during such naps. Unlike lying flat in bed, a reclined position keeps your knees slightly bent and your back at an angle. This posture might feel relaxing on the outside, but it creates tension inside your chest and neck. When you are semi-seated, your diaphragm, the muscle responsible for pulling air into your lungs, cannot expand fully. As a result, your breathing becomes shallow, reducing the amount of oxygen that reaches your heart, brain, and muscles. In a younger person, this may not cause immediate issues. But in someone over 65, especially if they live with conditions like asthma, high blood pressure, or early signs of heart disease, this lack of oxygen can become a serious concern. You may wake up from your nap feeling groggy instead of fresh, or you may feel lightheaded and mentally foggy without knowing why. And when this happens, often day after day, the fatigue begins to add up and chip away at your quality of life. One more quiet danger lies in your blood circulation. When you sit for long hours with your knees bent, blood flow slows down in your legs and lower body. This creates a higher risk of developing what doctors call deep vein thrombosis, blood clots, that can form in the legs, especially in people who are less physically active. And among Indian seniors who may also have diabetes or varicose veins, the risk becomes even higher. Proper circulation is key to keeping your body strong and alert, yet the reclined nap slowly steals that benefit away. Let me tell you about someone who reminds me of many Indian elders, Mr. Krishnamurthy, a retired government officer from Chennai. Every day after lunch, he would ease into his favorite recliner with a warm towel on his shoulders and drift off for 2 hours. But over time, he began to experience shortness of breath, tired legs, and even swelling around his ankles. He brushed it off as just aging until his son urged him to see a cardiologist at a hospital in Adyar. The doctor found that Mr. Krishnamurthy's oxygen levels were dipping during his afternoon naps, and his blood circulation had slowed significantly. With a few adjustments, shorter naps, a shift to napping on a flat bed, and a light post-lunch walk, his symptoms improved within weeks. He now says, "I still nap, but now I do it the right way. I feel lighter, I think clearer, and I walk better." The lesson is simple yet powerful. Your nap should restore you, not restrict your breathing, not strain your circulation, and certainly not cloud your mind. And the position in which you nap makes a bigger difference than most people realize. Doctors across India from Kolkata to Ahmedabad now advise older patients to nap either lying flat on a firm mattress or sitting fully upright for brief periods, never for more than 30 to 40 minutes. This allows your body to relax without falling too deep into sleep, and it supports better breathing, brain function, and overall alertness. But let's not forget the emotional side of this story. For many older adults in India, the recliner is more than a chair. It's a comfort zone, a retreat from loneliness, boredom, or even mild sadness that creeps in when the house feels too quiet. This emotional bond with the nap spot is real and understandable. You may have spent decades caring for your family, and now that the home is quieter, that recliner becomes a friend, a space of solitude. But here's the gentle truth. Overdependence on this habit can lead you away from the very things that keep you vibrant: movement, sunlight, and interaction. So what can you do instead? Try this small routine after your lunch. Sit near a sunny window or take a 5-minute stroll to your garden or street corner. Chat with a neighbor, water your tulsi plant, or read your newspaper sitting upright with your back supported. If you feel sleepy, lie down on your bed for no more than 30 minutes. Set a small alarm or ask a family member to remind you gently. And if you wake up feeling fresh and calm, you'll know your body has thanked you for the care. In Indian tradition, rest is sacred, but only when it uplifts, not when it quietly drains your health. The same nap taken in a thoughtful way can either restore your mind or wear it down. And the choice every day rests with you. So the next time your recliner calls you after lunch, pause and ask yourself gently, is this what my body truly needs right now? Or is it simply what I've become used to? With just a few changes, your afternoon rest can once again become a true source of health, balance, and joy. Because even in your golden years, the way you rest matters just as much as the way you live. In many Indian homes, from the vibrant city of Nagpur to the peaceful lanes of Madurai, you'll find an elder relaxing in a well-worn recliner, the afternoon sun warming the room and the television humming in the background. It may look like a picture of peace, but what if I told you that napping in that position for too long could slowly be affecting your body more than you realize? You see, when we nap in a semi-reclined position for extended hours, especially in old age, we unknowingly invite a host of silent problems. Among the most serious of these is a condition called deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, which involves blood clots forming in the veins, usually the legs. In India, where many elders have varicose veins or limited mobility due to arthritis or diabetes, the risk becomes even greater. Sitting or lying semi-upright in a recliner causes blood to pool in the lower legs, especially when your knees remain bent for long durations. This stagnation makes it harder for blood to return to the heart, putting strain on the circulatory system. In some cases, these clots may dislodge and travel to the lungs, causing what doctors call a pulmonary embolism, a medical emergency that can become life-threatening. While not common, the risk becomes more real when paired with long, idle nap routines day after day. Let me share a story of someone just like many elders in our Indian families. Mr. Rajinder Singh, a 76-year-old retired government school principal from Ludhiana, had a habit of taking 2-hour naps in his recliner right after watching the afternoon news. At first, he thought nothing of the occasional leg swelling or the numbness in his hands. He brushed them off as natural parts of aging until he began experiencing persistent neck stiffness and tingling down his arms. A checkup at PGI Chandigarh revealed early signs of cervical spine compression, largely caused by the awkward neck angle he maintained during these naps. His doctor gently advised him to shift to lying flat on a firm bed with a proper pillow to support his spine and neck. He was also encouraged to stretch lightly after waking. Within just a few weeks, his symptoms eased, his swelling reduced, and his energy began to return. Mr. Singh now says, "I thought I was resting, but I was slowly draining myself. Now I know better." This story echoes a truth many Indian seniors might not be told often enough: the way we rest matters just as much as the rest itself. Napping in a chair, especially in front of a noisy television, doesn't allow the body to fully relax. The neck is often bent at unnatural angles, the lower back lacks support, and the chest remains slightly compressed, making deep breathing difficult. Shallow breathing, especially in older adults with reduced lung capacity, can reduce oxygen to the brain and heart. This leads to mental fogginess, headaches, and overall fatigue, exactly the opposite of what a nap is meant to do. There is also an emotional layer to this habit that we cannot ignore. For many older adults in India, napping in a recliner becomes less about rest and more about escaping boredom, loneliness, or even mild depression. The background noise of the television fills the silence in an otherwise quiet house, and the nap becomes a default way to pass the time. But this kind of disengaged rest can slowly erode one's sense of vitality and purpose. In cultures like ours, where elders are often respected but also left alone after retirement, this becomes a silent crisis. Think about this: how often do we nap? Not because our body is truly tired, but because we have nothing else to look forward to. Because we miss the laughter of our grandchildren, the warmth of conversations over chai, or the gentle bustle of temple visits and morning walks in the park. These emotional voids cannot be filled by more sleep. In fact, they demand more connection, more movement, and more engagement with life, not less. The solution, fortunately, is not complicated. The best naps, the kind that truly restore the body and mind, are short and purposeful. Sleep experts across India and abroad recommend limiting daytime naps to 20 to 30 minutes. These short naps allow the brain to enter light sleep stages without falling into deeper cycles that are harder to wake from. Short naps improve alertness, support heart health, and even reduce stress without disturbing your nighttime sleep schedule. And where should you nap? On a firm, flat bed, in a quiet room with soft lighting. Make sure your neck and spine are well supported with pillows, and keep your legs slightly elevated if you have swelling or circulatory issues. If you absolutely must nap in a recliner, limit the duration to no more than 20-30 minutes and support your back, neck, and knees with small cushions or rolled towels. After waking, gently stretch your arms and legs, take a few deep breaths, or walk around your house for 5 minutes. These small actions boost circulation, refresh your mind, and prepare your body to re-engage with the day. But perhaps most importantly, ask yourself this simple question: am I napping because I'm tired or because I'm disengaged from life? That one question can change the way you approach rest, because at the heart of healthy aging in India is not just good food or medicine, but meaning, connection, and purpose. We are a country rich in rituals, family ties, and spiritual traditions. Let us use them not just to live longer, but to live better. In many Indian households, especially after the sun begins to set and the evening chai has been served, it is not uncommon to see Dadaji or Naniji resting on the veranda chair, their eyes gently closing. The day has been long, the body tired, and a nap seems like a kind companion. But have you ever wondered, could this simple habit of napping in the evening be quietly disrupting your night's sleep? In truth, it's not about whether naps are good or bad. It's about when you nap, especially as you grow older. And in this case, timing is everything. You see, our body has an internal clock known as the circadian rhythm. It works like the temple bell in the early morning. It signals when to wake up and when to rest. This rhythm controls the release of important hormones like melatonin, which helps you fall asleep at night, and cortisol, which wakes you up feeling alert. Now, when you take a nap too close to bedtime, say after 5:07 or 6:00 p.m., your body gets confused. The brain interprets that nap as part of your night's sleep. As a result, the production of melatonin slows down. When it's finally time for bed around 10 sunrounds or 10:30 p.m., you might find yourself staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep isn't coming. In many Indian cities like Pune or Lucknow, I've heard older folks say, "I sleep during Ramayan at 7 and then stay awake till 1. That's not just habit, it's your circadian rhythm going off balance. And when that happens, night after night, the impact is deeper than just a missed hour of rest. Poor nighttime sleep doesn't just make you feel tired the next day. For seniors, it affects memory, mood balance, and even heart health. Scientific studies done by institutes like AIIMS Delhi and international bodies like the National Institute on Aging in the US show that chronic sleep disturbances in older adults are linked to cognitive decline, higher chances of depression, and even an increased risk of falls, which, as you know, can be devastating at our age. Let me give you a real example. Mrs. Anitha from Coimbatore, a retired school teacher, would nap daily around 6 p.m. because the house became quiet and peaceful then. She thought it was harmless, but slowly she started having trouble falling asleep at night. She would wake up every hour, feel tired the next morning, and lose interest in her garden work and morning bhajans. When her daughter took her to a doctor, she was advised to move her nap time earlier and limit it to 20-30 minutes. Within a month, her sleep improved, her mood lifted, and she was back in her flower beds with joy. This shows how a simple habit, when timed wrongly, can silently affect the quality of life. The solution, however, is neither difficult nor extreme. Experts suggest that if you wish to nap, do it early in the afternoon, ideally between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and keep it short, about 20 to 30 minutes. This small nap acts like pressing the reset button on your mind, giving you energy without disturbing your night's rest. Also, be mindful of your daily routine. In Indian culture, evening activities often include watching TV serials, reading the newspaper, or sitting outside under the neem tree chatting with neighbors. These are wonderful alternatives to evening napping and help keep the mind engaged without affecting sleep later. Another gentle tip: try going for a short walk after dinner, maybe just 10-15 minutes around your building or inside the house. In towns like Mysore or Jaipur, it's common to see elderly couples strolling after their meal. This simple habit helps your body wind down, naturally improves digestion, and supports better sleep. If you still feel sleepy in the evening, ask yourself, is it real tiredness or boredom? Sometimes, as we grow older and our responsibilities reduce, the silence in the evening feels heavier. That heaviness is not physical, but emotional. And naps can sometimes become a way to escape that feeling. But the truth is, connection, purpose, and even small joys like teaching your grandson a poem or preparing a favorite chutney can do more to restore your energy than a 2-hour nap ever could. So if you find yourself napping late and then struggling to sleep at night, gently try shifting your routine. Replace that evening nap with a light activity. Sip warm haldi milk. Listen to soft bhajans, do light stretches, or write in a diary. Let your body slowly ease into rest the way the lamps are lit at dusk, quietly and with intention. Taking care of your sleep rhythm is like tuning a tanpura. When one string is out of tune, the entire melody is disturbed. But with small adjustments, the music of your life, your health, energy, and peace of mind can flow beautifully once again. If you found this lesson helpful, let us know in the comments, what time do you usually nap and did anything here resonate with your routine? And remember, if you're facing serious sleep difficulties, always consult a sleep specialist or doctor to rule out any medical condition. In the peaceful afternoons of India, from the shaded porches of Jaipur to the quiet rooms of Kochi naps have become a sacred tradition for many elders. After a full lunch, a warm breeze blowing through the curtains, it seems only natural to doze off for a short while. But have you ever woken up from a nap feeling more tired than before? Or perhaps with a stiff neck, dry mouth, or a lingering fog in your mind? You might think your body got rest, but in reality, it didn't get the kind it needed. One of the hidden reasons behind this is the nap environment. Yes, where and how you nap can deeply affect the quality of your rest, especially for seniors whose sleep patterns are already more delicate with age. Let's start with noise. In many Indian households, televisions play bhajans. Family members chat and kitchen sounds echo through the halls. Though these sounds feel familiar, they still activate the brain. Even light noise like distant traffic in Mumbai or temple bells in Varanasi can keep your brain from entering deep sleep. Studies in sleep science show that background noise can prevent the body from reaching the slow wave stage, which is vital for healing memory and mood. So if you often nap while the TV is on, your rest might stay shallow, leaving you more irritable or foggy afterward. The solution isn't about removing all noise, but creating a calm space. If silence isn't possible, you can play soft instrumental music, white noise, or even nature sounds like rain or flowing river to help your brain relax. Next, let's talk about posture, something most people ignore. Many elders nap in a plastic chair, sofa, or recliner without neck or back support. Over time, this can strain your muscles, compress nerves, and reduce oxygen flow to vital organs. For example, napping with your head falling to one side can tighten the neck and affect blood flow to the brain. In cities like Pune or Lucknow, where arthritis and joint stiffness are common among seniors, improper posture during naps can worsen body pain. If your knees are bent too long or your back is unsupported, it may affect your breathing and circulation. That's why experts suggest using pillows behind the lower back and under the neck if you nap in a chair. And if possible, lie down on a flat surface, even if just for 20 minutes. Now, consider temperature. In Indian summers, where afternoon temperatures easily rise above 35 degrees, in states like Rajasthan or Telangana, napping in a hot room can prevent your body from relaxing. During sleep, the body naturally lowers its core temperature, a process that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. But if the room is too warm or too cold in winter months like January in Delhi or Shimla, this process gets disrupted. Sleep scientists recommend keeping your nap space comfortably cool around 20 to 23 degrees Celsius. Use a ceiling fan or light cotton blanket as needed, depending on the season. Proper temperature helps your body ease into sleep, reducing the time it takes to relax and improving the depth of your rest. Let me share a quick story. Mrs. Lakshmi from Coimbatore, aged 72, used to nap daily in her living room. With sunlight pouring in, the fan running high, and the television volume on medium, she'd fall asleep for 40 minutes. But she'd wake up groggy and need a cup of chai just to feel normal again. Her daughter suggested small changes, closing the curtains, turning off the TV, playing soft flute music, and setting a 25-minute timer. In just 1 week, Lakshmi noticed she was waking up fresh, pain-free, and no longer dependent on caffeine in the evenings.